Hello everybody. Today we have another project, of course. Seems like they're never ending, that we're going to work on. I have a snapper push mower that is self-propelled. It's probably one of the best push mowers I've ever had, except the belt keeps coming off of the pulley. I have looked and looked and looked on YouTube and I can't find anything saying how to do it, so I did find a service manual. I think all of us together, we're going to figure out how to take this belt off. I can't afford to go buy a snapper belt. They want almost 20 bucks for this little thing. So we're going to go and work together to try to get the old belt off so that I can go in as soon as I can and get a generic or Kevlar or something to replace it. So come on, let's go, and we'll get in the tent here and get started. Today, this is what we're going after. We're going after this snapper. They call it an easy speed. It operated with a fairly good size Briggs motor. I guess it says it's a 7 horse. So what we have to do is figure out how to tear all of that mechanism apart. And if you really look close in there, let me try to zoom it in, you can see the belt right there. That belt is going to the shaft of the motor right up above the blade. And then it comes to another pulley back here, and I'll get on the other side if I can. It's under that disc right there. You can see it. So we got to take apart all of this, as well as the blade and everything, to try to get that belt off so that I can figure out why this belt keeps rolling off of the pulley that's above the belt, or above the blade, excuse me. And when it's not right, this sucker gets hard to push. So either we'll take it either off of there, at least so I can mow some others without that while I'm waiting, and put it all back together so that we can at least have a push mower until I get that belt. Okay, catch you over there next to where I'm going to be working on it. One of the things that I had already done here with this one is this section right here, which was a bearing for this shaft, what they call the drive shaft, driven shaft, that's what they call it. I had to replace that. That was simple. Huh. Can't get any more easier than that. Now, I guess I need to get rid of this, but maybe this too. Let me look around on the other side. notice there's nothing wrong with the plastic cup that I used before for the Cub Cadet fix. Now let's just do that here. Okay. Alright, now I gotta tilt this thing up to look underneath to see what we've got involved to get this piece here out so that I can pull this belt off of the pulley that's underneath there. That's not too good there either. Let me maneuver this. We'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're under it now. Right here, as you can see where I'm pointing. That's the old belt. It's supposed to be down here in its pulley, but it keeps rolling up there. So that's what we're doing here, is trying to figure out just, okay, what's the dealio? We got it off. There's a belt. It wasn't that bad. I've had a whole heck of a lot worse. Had to take this one loose and this one loose to get this one. Remember the shroud that was underneath? Here's the part. This is the belt. Now I'm going to do something here. Look at this belt. Can you tell what is the inside? What's the outside? It is so messed up that it literally cannot tell inside the outside. So we know that's what we got to do. Get a new one. Well, it's been 2 months, or close to that, and I'm finally back to working on my self-propelled lawnmower. Now, I got her set up here and ready to go. But the funny thing, and Mrs. Stedhomer was laughing about it, was the fact that I had to go back through all of the other videos that I had made on this just to remember how it came apart. So we're going to get started here. I got the belt, and that's something I wanted to show you. I had to order it. I got it off of eBay actually, but I wanted to show you this. Here's the old belt, and it really was difficult to tell what was the inside and what was the outside. Here's the new belt. And by golly, it don't look much different. The only difference is it doesn't have a twist. So I'm going to pray that that's all it was. That it was that little twist or something. I've taken them apart. I have compared them side by side, and there's almost no difference. But we're going to do it anyway and put it underneath there and see how she works. So we'll be back in a little bit. Now that we have it back in the original teardown state, we're going to try to put this new belt on. Now the problem I'm going to see here, I think, is getting this piece right here mounted in with that belt on there, and then being able to come back over here, right here to this point, and get that nut on. And unfortunately my tripod is too tall. I can't do this to show it. So we'll be back after I get that on, and I'll tell you all about it. Well, we got it in, and it's I think it's tight right there, but I took some doing and stretching. That belt did not want to move like the other one, and it required this handmade tool that I had years ago when I worked for a factory that they made for me called a drift. They used this drift pen, and by utilizing this thing, I was able to stretch that belt enough to get that pulley on there and get it on there tight. And there, of course, there's the old one. Now we've got the rotating shaft here, right here. We've got that all mounted on and ready to go. And now comes the easy part. If you remember at the beginning, it was just a matter of sliding this on and off. Getting her lined up. Square so that she slides in and out. There we go. We have to put a spring back on, and that'll hold that in taut up against the drive wheel. Leave it as such. Here we go. Now, we have to put this in. If you remember, this was the first thing. And we're almost done here, I believe. And like I said, this is, I believe, what keeps this whole mechanism from coming on and off, but it should. I mean, it does. Okay. Now it's just, let's put the blade back on. Okay, in one of my next vids, guess what? We're back down on this again, on the cub. Remember the hydraulic line that I had to get referraled to get it to work? That thing sprung a leak. It probably was from the clamps or whatever. But that's one of our next projects. Okay, we got the lawnmower all put back together. Let's give her a test and see if it holds together or even if it works. Let's see if it okay. She looks like she's working fine. It's got me out of breath. All I need to do now is tighten up some of the linkage on the speed control, because the way it is right now, the speed it likes to go is almost a fast walk, almost a slow run for me. So we have to slow that down a bit, and everything looks good. We'll keep you reported if anything else should happen to occur with this. So instead, Homer, give us a thumbs up, like us, tell your family and friends. Don't forget to stop by the convenience store and tell them that they need to check us out. Catch y'all later. Bye-bye.